All right, Twanksters. Good afternoon. Well, it's Thursday afternoon here anyway. Easy key to C stuff. Quadboard chords, as my friend Tom Bukovac would say. That's the fuel for 100 country rock songs and about 1,000 cowboy songs. So here we go. I'm going to play a little loopster, as a meditatist would say. Sorry, Mel. Mel was a friend. He was a great guy. All right, I'm going to just play some solos. Okay, basically this song is just chords in C. Out. All right. I could have done that better. Anyway, welcome to a little guitar thing I'm just throwing together. Check out my new gear. I got this Mackie microphone. It's a USB microphone. So I decided I'd try to integrate some new stuff, and I'm playing through my Boss looper. Got a couple effects pedals on there, but got some delay is basically what it is, and then a booster. And an old Silverface Vibrolux reverb. I love Vibroluxes. I think I've owned about 4 of them. 2 blackface, and this is my silver. Might have been more than that, but I think just 2 of them anyway. 2 blackface. They're great amps. 2 10-inch speakers, 35 watts. They're kind of like a Tremolux with reverb, if you guys know the Fender amp line. And I love the old stuff. This is my 94 Taylor 810. I call this number 2 because I have an 810 from 91. That was the first one I ever owned. First one that I kept, that is, and stayed with. And that's my number 1. You guys have seen that. It's all beat up, and it's got the sharp cutaway right down here. So welcome to some guitar playing theory, I guess, or some approaching thought approaches to what you're going to do when you're playing. And the main thing is, as David Malloy used to say, it's all about fighting boredom. Malloy was the guy who wrote all that stuff for Eddie Rabbitt, and I got to write with him a couple of times, and he said that one time. He said it's all about fighting boredom. So whether we're writing lyrics and we're doing something that everybody goes, I know what the next line is, and we're like, how do you know? It's because I've listened to music all my life, Jeff. What do you think I know? Don't pay attention. So that's what I try to avoid in lyrics. And with guitar, same thing, or with chord progressions. I mean, we've got an abundance of music on the radio that's just repeat, and the whole song is one progression. But this is not about that. This is more about how to make your playing interesting regardless of what's going on underneath it. And so I'm starting off with C, A minor, F to C. That's all it is. And then, get the little B section in that. That's a G to A minor, F to C, and then you got a long 5 chord, long G chord. And that loops again. And then I've got a B section, which is B flat to A minor, to G, to D, first inversion to F. Sounds sort of like Hotel California. Fooled you, didn't I? Because it goes to E minor, and then D, and then wrapping up on that G chord. And then back to C. So let's try a little something, and I'll just talk you through the easy part of this. Let's just play simple stuff that kind of follows the chord, okay? This melody will be indicating the chord shapes. That works. All I'm doing is just the chord. That's a C chord, A minor chord, F chord, and back to the C, and then the same thing an octave lower. Okay? Okay, you're putting me to sleep, Jeff. What's next? Come up with something. Okay, well, we could try riffing. We could try like those old, as Billy Alcorn used to call them, rehashed blues licks. Yeah, or maybe, no, Jason Carson. I don't know who said it. It was Billy, I think. Here we go. Here's the progression. And if I take a lick like a pattern lick, I mean. Okay, you can get away with that. But pretty soon it sounds like you're practicing and not playing. Glenn Campbell used to have that gift of making it into a melody. He could take anything he played, but he made it melodic. And that was what was so crazy about it. So even if he did play a hot lick, it was usually wrapped in a beautiful melody. So let's try it again. I'll try to play something a little more creative. And instead of all single line stuff, I might add in some thirds. I might add in some sixths. Now a third is two notes from the same chord that are a third apart. And sixths are two notes from the same chord that are a sixth apart. So that's the end of like Can't You See, that kind of lick. Riffs are like what you get when you're playing Stairway to Heaven, and then everybody knows that one. Okay, let's try to get creative. 3 and a 4 and. Okay, now I'll try with thirds. There we go. That's thirds. B flat. I fell into the trap, didn't I? I played licks. But, for the surprising as that bridge is, and again, that's that David Malloy element that surprised me, Jeff. Like Jim Stafford had an old story. He said there was this old fella that he was always so negative and grumpy, and one day he woke up and he was just so sunny, and the world was great, and life was good, and he was his glass was half full, and they said when you die, they asked him, when you died, do you want to be buried or cremated? And he said, surprise me. So we want to be surprised with music. I think I do anyway, and I think you do by human nature. We don't want to know the next thing is coming. Da-da-ba-da-ba-da. My grandmother said, don't write those songs that go ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, 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 because we all know that's coming. And then she said, take that one note that George Strait hits and use that. And what she meant by that was something that peaks, something that gets you emotionally, something that reaches in, and it might be the surprise, it might be the top of the arc in a solo, rhythmically or melodically, whatever. So I used some thirds and some sixths. And now I'm going to try to do something that, if you can do this, follow your lead playing with your voice and try to sing the solo that you're playing as you're playing it. And I don't have anything worked out on this, I promise you. This is just the way I am. But I love doing it. Steve Wariner is really good at this. Glenn was great at this. A lot of guys, George Benson is a master at it. I mean, I'd like to have 1% of what George has. So here we go. Let's just do it again, and I'll start my looper, and I'll start singing along with my solos. Ready? 3 and a 4 and a Okay. I'm harmonizing with it. lot of things you can do, you know. So when you mix up the riffs, you mix up the singing with it, you mix up these rhythmic surprises. You can get plain and simple. You can get super busy. I think the main thing is create a melody. So let me try one more time to create a melody, and then I'll let you guys work on this on your own. Ready, and go. Imagine a verse to a song. Yeah. Well, there you go. We landed somewhere. Now, when we go in the studio and make records, we don't take the first one all the time. We have plenty of time to go back and improve on it. Most of the great guys here in Nashville, though, can nail one right out of the gate, and they're out checking their messages on their phone because they just got it right the first time. That's the gift of the session players we got here. And I'm not at that level, but boy, I love playing guitar, and I hope you guys got something out of this. Check in, let me know your comments, click on the usual stuff. Please subscribe and ring the bell and whatever. You don't have to do that, but man, I'm glad you're listening, and keep coming around. I'm going to do some more of these as winter comes along, because I'm not really playing anywhere right now. I've got all of December and January off, and this gives me a chance to, give away what I've been so freely given. So, love you guys. Take care. We'll see you soon. Oh, and by the way, Chicken Little was wrong. God's in charge.